Welcome back to the Roy Garage. Today, we're installing the radiator. We have a Champion radiator with electric fan already attached. I do plan on putting a shroud on here, so I'll be removing this electric fan and putting on that shroud. We have some weld nuts, bolts, metal washers, and rubber washers for the aluminum and steel. Here is the radiator bracket that I plan on mounting the radiator to. I got to grind off a little bit of area right here so that way our flange can mount flush on the front side of that bracket. And I have 2 weld nuts that I need to weld in on both sides so that way we can match drill some new holes and get this radiator mounted. Oh boy. Alright, you can see that our bracket is wider than the notch. Yep, this side's the same way. I'm going to go ahead and notch out part of the bracket so that way we can get this radiator further down because it is sticking way too high. Alright, let's see what happened, huh? Oop! Did I not take enough off? Yep, gotta take more off. Ay caramba. Cross your fingers. Holy smokes. Cross them up. Alright, so far so good. I haven't even put it in yet. Come on, Jake. So optimistic. Oh, guys. Are we in? We're in. Heck yeah, bud. Let's go. Way too late. I think the best way I'm going to be able to get some holes drilled on that radiator is to actually take out that mount so that way we can do this on the ground, on the table, somewhere else besides in the truck. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm calling it a night, but you guys will see this in just a few seconds. Disregard what I just said because I went and got a brand new shroud. While we had our break, I went and got a brand new shroud. Why? Because one, I wanted to make sure I was getting full pull out of this entire radiator. And 2, I wasn't a big fan of how it mounted onto this radiator. So I'm really excited about actually getting the fan onto something that's not going to deform any of these blades. On the back side, we have some pretty wicked damage. Plus, it's going to make it a lot easier to actually drill some holes and mount this in because instead of having this radiator in the way and trying to balance that and get that where it needs to be, we can just use the shroud. So first things first, I think we want to try and cut off this shroud so it matches what we have cut off on our radiator. Then from there, we can start drilling some holes, weld in some weld nuts, and bolt this thing in. See how this looks on here, huh? Oh, I think that might be good. Alright, let's test fit this in here. Backwards. Jeez, who put this in here, huh? Jeez. I think it's gonna work. Now that we have this trimmed off where we need it, we're going to get some vice grips, clamp it in position once we have a level relative to this brace here. Then we're going to take a drill, run a drill bit through here and try and get it as centered as we can on the other side to mark where our holes need to be for these 4 spots. Then clamp this to the radiator, nice and square, and then we'll drill those holes all the way through. At that point, we need to put some weld nuts on the back side of this flange here. Once those weld nuts are in place, we'll test fit it, and then we'll mount the fan on the shroud and do one final assembly. Clamp there. All right, shall we throw in those weld nuts quick? Yeah, that seems like pretty decent surface prep. Time to weld some nuts.
These nuts?
Never been so excited in my life. Man, what a nice looking cart here. Hey, you guys want to see how we put this cart together? Click the link in the upper right hand corner. Better yet, if you guys want to see us unbox this welder, click the link in the upper right hand corner. If you want to see us switch from using flux core to solid core wire, click the link in the upper right hand corner. If you guys want to keep watching us dink around all the time, click the subscribe button in the upper right hand corner. No, wait, that's not in the upper right hand corner, is it? Be straight on. Oh, I mean, we're getting heat into it. That's for sure. There we go. Don't forget to turn your gas off when you're done. Now I'm going to drop it in there and see what happens. There we go. Right there. What are we looking at here? 9/16. Where's the little 9/16? We have our test fit. It went okay. Some of the hardware is hard to fit in here. So we're going to go ahead and take this out now that we know that it somewhat fits. Oversize these holes just a little bit to make it a little easier for install and install our fan. Where is this thing nice and straight on here? Skosh under 3. Skosh under 3. Skosh over a half. Skosh over a half. Besides, if I don't like it, I can just tell Lee you're... Dude. Frickin' solid, baby. Let's get this thrown on there for our final assembly. Alright, now we gotta try and line them bolts up again there, buddy. I think we're in, bro. Oh, there it is. Oh, man, that's on the money. Badly. Be another day. But man, this thing looks so sweet. All right. That looks awesome. I'm so happy with that. I'm so glad I got that Fan Shroud on there. That just cleans everything up a whole bunch. This goes on top of here. We got some work to do with it. But I think we just need to notch this out a little bit, and we'll be good to go for that. So we don't have to remove that whole piece. Heck yeah. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Roy Garage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on next week's episode.
And if you want to see how far this project's come from the beginning, Jake's chassis swap, LS swap, we've got the playlist in the upper left. Thanks for watching.